Hey, welcome. And again, thank you so much for being willing to do all this stuff for your own life. It's really easy. God, my hair is tickling me. Okay, so it's really easy to let your life just sort of live you. So I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being willing to do the work to make your own life awesome. And that is a prosperity mindset, right? To be able to do the action energy that it takes to say, this is the deliciousness I want to create in the world. So this is for the 12-week year. It's an accountability group. And it's really, if it's your first time or if it's your second time, it is the tool that you need to be able to really effectively take steps forward to assure that you're getting the things plugged into your life that are meaningful. And there are a lot of different ways that you can go about practicing this behavior. I just like this one. And I like it because it's one that a lot of people can kind of grab onto, and people can do it. And it has that prosperity mindset. It's action. Prosperity is action. It's furthering a process. And that it's not fragmented and weird, right? It's really furthering the process. So when you're doing your 12-week accountability, this is my check-in. I have some notes for you today. And the number one note that I had was on this, right? Goal anxiety. A lot of times people get to some point in this 12 weeks and they start kind of having some goal anxiety of they're not really sure what they're working for, or they're not really clear on their tactics. I want to talk about tactics and why tactics are important. And tactics are those little daily strategies that are going to lead up to what you want, the outcome that you want. Now, many of you, this is helpful. Many of you have chosen tactics that are naturally aligning, that you are really working on yourself, that you're looking at wholeness and creativity. And we got to get a little bit deeper into that, that you're looking to somehow heal something. Well, that's a tough order. It's a little vague. So what you are looking for is really saying, here's my vision. And many of you are actually asking for something that's a little bit different. And that is that you're really looking to shape your wisdom. So that you are looking to say, I want to put together all of my thoughts, all of my experiences, all of my learning, and I want it to add up to this cup of deliciousness, right? That we are looking to perhaps really understand the wisdom that we want. So that is really saying, oh, well, what wisdom do you have already? So some of you may want to do a review of the thoughts and the learning and the experiences that you've already done that are super important to you. And I would just take some time and write those things down so that you understand that you are already starting with something in your pot that you can build off of. And to create great wisdom, nobody got to this group. Not one of you got here without having some extraordinary things happen to you and through you and around you. So when you're thinking about, hey, I want to shape something into a form, especially if it is around my personal learning, you may need to take a step back and really go, oh, well, what's already in my cup and how can I sculpt that so that I understand what I already have, and then I can create something new. So don't take that step back as not doing the work, because sometimes we have to kind of pull back a little bit and do an assessment, and then we can lean in and forward and offer something greater. So one of the concepts I want you to get today, one of the things about goal anxiety in general is that a lot of times people put undue pressure on themselves to show that they're doing it right. Well, this group doesn't really care if you're doing it right. We carry if you're really prosperously moving towards the paradigm that's right for you. that look, making the most money in a 12-week period of time isn't nearly as exciting as feeling that you are engaging in a way that wants to invite you to do more. That the hunger to continue is worth more than the overstuffing of something that's complete. So while we can achieve a lot of goals and get a lot of stuff snip, snap done, you may choose to gorge yourself on those things because in the short term, they feel great, but they don't actually build to what the point is. And the point is that you're going to do the work to sit back a little bit and to think about, well, what do I really want? What is the life that's going to be magical for me? And how can I how can I just sit here for a second and allow myself to engage in a dream that's big enough, that's powerful enough, that's delicious enough, that is the green light that I want to give every single day. And that's what you are doing in those tasks, in those tactics, is you are green lighting something every day that leads up towards the bigger thing that you're building to. And that is complex. And do you know why it's complex? It's complex because you are complex. If I just had to add things up financially, that would be so simple. But many of you are adding things up spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, in 5 or 10 different ways, right? They all have the alleys on the back, financially, independently, all of those. So you are complex. So the fact is that because you are complex, your dream is more complex. To just achieve a goal, like a weight loss goal of 10 pounds, that's great. As someone who has taken off 10 pounds and put it back on and taken it off and, all of those things, a lot of people back and forth. But those that keep their weight off not because they're making a goal about their weight. They're making a goal about a different way they want to live. And sometimes that's a way that they want to live where they don't feel that food makes them sick, or that they want to be able to move around differently, or they have a health goal. We see this a lot when you have weight loss that's attached to a negative health outcome, right? So maybe people that get a diagnosis that says, if you don't lose this weight, so diabetes would be one of those, right? That the thought of actually having their life cut short makes weight loss seem like a great idea. So when you're thinking about being committed towards your outcomes, when you're thinking about why you're making a bigger vision, it has to make sense for you and it has to be valuable. And when you do that from a prosperity mindset, it gets really easy. So if you're feeling a little goal anxiety, throw it away. That many of you that take this class or come to the other prosperity classes, remember, it's a verb, it's an action. These are actions. We are furthering a process of getting you to where you actually want to go. And we're going to be filling your cup with the things that are filled with good fortune for you, that are filled with healthy engagement, that are filled with things that lift us and enlighten us and make it actually easier to keep doing those. That's the secret of consistently working from a prosperity mindset towards the things that are important to you. Is it gets easier and easier and easier because you'll get rewarded in a way that's deeply fulfilling. It's so much easier to say yes to things and keep saying yes to the things that you can see are leading you towards the path that you want. So I wrote some notes on what I had to talk about, which is, so those critical activities. So you want to get clear on your critical activities, and those are the things that you're going to do every day. By the time you get into week 6 or 8, you're going to find some of your critical activities didn't do you much good, that they aren't showing a response, but that's okay. If you know they'll eventually lead you, they just aren't showing, keep doing it. If you are going to look at some of them and you're like, yeah, I'm not, this is dumb. Why I'm I'm doing this. I have no idea why I continue to do this. If you're getting to that point, then just change them. Just flip the switch. But again, when you start to look at those critical activities, you are, writing these down. You're checking them off every day. So if they are not adding up, or if you're avoiding your weekly check-in because you don't like what you got done or didn't do that piece, if you're avoiding your check-in, don't do that. Change your tactics. Put tactics in there that will still lead you to that are probably a little bit better. So I'll give you an example from my own life that, right, checking in on 10 people a day is a really common item, right, is to reach out to 10 people a day. So that's a common sales goal. That's a common goal for somebody who is selling their business. It's a common goal for somebody who's building their business. It's a common if somebody's trying to build a practice. It's a common goal for people who are really just have way too much to do. And they forgot that they had a whole bunch of friends that they don't ever see, right? So it's to say, hey, I'm gonna change this so that I do that. Well, sometimes connecting doesn't have to be an hour-long phone call. Sometimes connecting is that I'm gonna sit here and write 10 notes. Sometimes connecting is I'm gonna send a text. Sometimes it's a different way. So when you're looking at how you're connecting, look at all of the ways you can connect, right? So if I were going to say I need to connect to 10 people a day, well, let me figure out how I could connect to them and what counts as a connection for me. So if it means sending out an I love you text to 10 people, let's count that. If it means doing that consistently every Monday, right? And that's really where you get to owning the result, right? So if you're owning the result to go on Monday, I'm just gonna tag 10 people and I'm gonna tag them and let them know I love them. It's easy to do. But if your end goal is to have a life where people know you love and care for them, it's an easy tactic that leads to the bigger thing, right? It's easy to do. If you remember my conversation back, I don't know, whenever I did it on necklace day, right? It's easy to do. It's a commitment you can make. You want to own the result. And those everyday tactics are critical. Some of you have things that are super no fun. And to you, they're exciting to me. So if we look at organization as a goal, right? For you, the idea of looking in that dreaded drawer or closet, it's crummy. For me, it's like, oh, this is so great. You get to redesign the whole thing because I'm going to go to where my emotional win is. So anytime something is presented on the table as a task, I'm first going to go to that prosperity energy of magnification, right? Energy of magnification. How do I take what is the point in me that I always magnify from? And for me, I'm always going to magnify from adventure and fun and joy, right? Oh, how is that going to be fun for me? I instantly go to how is that exciting? Sometimes the thought of cleaning out a closet, wow, I have no idea what's going to be in there. But let's find out. Let's see what's all the way to the back, right? So now it's really easy for me because I'm going to take all of that positive energy and it's going to expand. Pow. And for those of you who have known me a long time, you know, I wake up like this. I'm this excited about your life and life in general from the minute my eyes open to the minute I fall asleep. That is how I am in the world. That is the energy in which I project naturally. So find where you are in your natural place. This is a time of good fortune for you. That this is a time where you have the ability to take the time to put things into account. This is the time where you get to be focused and zesty and fun, but you get to have this ability to hold your life in account. And that's the real joy. That's the real payoff, is the ability to hold your life into account. So plan your actions. Tactics are a big deal. And if they're not loving, throw them away. You have my permission. You have my official position to say, if what you chose in the beginning isn't feeling great, throw it away and put in a new player and finish the time out with that. If you are questioning if it's right, throw it to the group. That's why you have a group. So I don't know if this is working. What do you want? That's what they're there to talk about. Or look for a peer-to-peer. The other thing about tactics is that some of you are really focused on how, and sometimes you should be asking who, HWO, who should I be calling to help me with this? Who should I be reinforcing with? Who can help me get to this end piece? Who can make this go faster for me? Think about your who. Think about how you are as a who. And there's a whole book on it, The Who, Not How, which is a fairly okay book, but that's what you need to think about is who can help you build the things that you want on this list. Okay, well, I love spending time with you. I am super duper proud that you are here. And it takes effort. And it takes effort to do it week after week. It takes effort to be excited about your own life. It takes effort to move forward. It takes effort to have vision. It takes effort to execute. The reason the 12-week year works, and it works every time people do it, you have to do it in the way that they are asking. And that means you have to do the blocks of time. You have to do the tactics. You have to do it every day. You have to be accountable. You have to own the outcome. And you have to keep score. And the reason that you keep score is because it works. You having a scorecard will make all of the difference in the world. And you finding a way to share your scorecards with other people who are equally as uncomfortable as sharing it is powerful. And I thank you. I thank you a million times over for being willing and feeling safe and taking a the big gulp and doing it anyway. Because that is your prosperity you're building. That's your life. That's your win. And I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of that for you. And I'm proud of that with you. And I have to take my own big gulp. I'm doing the same stuff with you. So I have to do my own tactics. So there's that. I have to do the work too. So thank you so much. This is a beautiful life you have. And thank you for sharing any amount of time that you will with me. And I will see you in class or on video. And there's other videos here that you can watch. So I made them for you. So enjoy. All right. Bye.